we've all been waiting for is finally here, and it's on Crunchyroll. Spy Family, the manga series written by Tatsuya Endo, is finally here. Episode 1, Operation STRIX. I already knew, like, when this manga was created, that I was going. I wanted the anime series right off the break. Uh, this was definitely destined to get some good animation. If you guys are not familiar with Spy Family is the show where a spy, an assassin, and a telepath get together to form a family so they can complete this mission. And of course, the mission just gets completely complicated along the way. Episode 1, though, pretty much just covers like the entire first chapter of the Spy Family manga, which is currently ongoing at like 62 or 63 chapters. But like I said, definitely really good animation on this episode. I mean, of course, I feel like you can't mess this up. I feel like pretty much how I thought the characters were going to sound in my head. Well, not how I thought they would sound, but kind of like the tone, Japanese-wise, of what I thought they would sound like, pretty much like in this episode. And like I said, I mean, if you're not familiar with the story, Agent Twilight, he is a master of disguise, and he, after just finishing a previous mission, he's ordered to take down Donovan Desmond. But in order to do so, he has to get himself a family, or secure himself a family. So, which means he has to go adopt a kid, and he eventually, as this episode tells you, he has to find a wife as well, so that he can get through the family interviews that they tell you about to get into this prestigious school that he needs the character Anya, who's a telepath, to get into. And of course, he comes up with the code name Loid Forger, or not the fake name of Loid Forger. I mean, that in itself is already just fake. So Anya Forger, Loid Forger, and pretty much this episode, Anya is trying to get acclimated into her new life, living with her new dad, her new family, after being adopted, more than 4 or 5 times and then returned. Probably because she misuses her telepathic abilities and probably creeps people out. But she, her way here, she gets into a lot of mischief, and she is playing with, let's just say, Lloyd's, spy equipment, and winds up communicating with the bad guys and telling them exactly where he is. This guy's supposed to be, the world's greatest spy at this point, and of course he grabs his kid, and she just messes up everything for him in one day. This episode definitely extends a lot of the stuff from the manga, which I really like. One of the things they definitely didn't show originally in the manga that I don't remember reading, and I just reread it, was them showing the doctors, like, of course, Anya was an experiment, what I mean? Like, she was experimenting on her, to try to use her telepathic abilities for evil, I assume, or, for whatever organization wanted to use them. But they kind of expand on that scene a little bit. Not too much, but just to kind of tell you, like, they don't, she should hide her telepathic abilities and yada, yada, yada. And of course, she uses them to, like, cheat on tests and, pretty much get her way so that she doesn't get sent back to the orphanage. Now, like I said, this episode also shows you a little bit of what Twilight can do, because they kind of jump around that for the most part. And he, like I said, he is the master of disguise. He comes in after Anya gets kidnapped by the bad guys, and gets, puts on a disguise of one of the enemies, infiltrates, takes everybody out within like minutes. This show is really good too, because it has a really good balance of like action and comedy. And I feel like, I'm not gonna say animes don't really have comedy nowadays, but like not this type. I feel like you don't get a lot of this particular type of show where it's like family oriented, but like shonen style, if that makes sense. Like, you don't really get like a lot of shonen family spy thriller action comedy anime nowadays. But like the big thing is like Twilight, or Lloyd, wants to get Anya into Eton College, because that is a part of the mission to get close to Donovan Desmond, whose son is there. But he needs Anya to pick up the pace and pretty much ace these tests so that he can get in. And like I said, pretty much he just feels like he needs to get rid of Anya because she's become more of a pest and, helping him with the mission. She's more of a hindrance than she is helping him with the mission with this. And of course, she knows because she can read his thoughts, and she's going to do anything that she can to not get deported or sent back to the orphanage. And like I said, he winds up saving her and tries to tell her to send her on the way, at the end of the episode, and the police will send her back where she needs to go. But of course she stays and winds up helping her, and he winds up grabbing her to continue with the mission. And they can't go back to the apartment they were in because she told the bad guys where the world's greatest spy was. So they wind up getting a new apartment at the end, and she winds up acing the test that gets her accepted into the college. But then for her to get accepted, they have to do home interviews, and he needs a wife. So if you read the manga, you know what happens next. And it's wife hunting time. Like I said at the beginning, his wife just happens to be an assassin, and of course he's a spy. So a lot of Mrs. and Mrs. Smith here. Like I said, with a lot of hijinks, and then you're dealing with a telepath in the mix. So like I said, this has been a really great manga so far. I definitely can't wait to see how they do episode 2, and of course I'll be back with that episode as well, and give you my review on that per episode for Spy Family. And like I said, I've also been doing Shield Hero, so you check that out too. That'll be up as well. But like I said, definitely check out Spy Family. It's on Crunchyroll right now. If you don't have Crunchyroll, what the heck are you doing? It's the best anime app that you could have. I know Netflix and Hulu are doing their thing, but I mean, if you want like just a pure concentration of anime, sub and dub, Crunchyroll is the game plan for you. Like I said, and it's still reasonably priced, and you get a lot of content, man. So definitely check this out. Check out Spy Family episode 1, Operation STRIX. And like I said, if you can, check out the manga too. It's on Shonen Jump. That's $2 a month, or it's like 3 chapters a month. But I do highly recommend that you spend the $1.99, because like I said, this is a really, really good manga so far. So check this out, and I'll see you guys back for episode 2. See you.